Somewhere beyond the frigid, desolate edge of our solar system, something has suddenly gone silent. For several months, high-powered telescopes across the globe remained fixated on one singular, mysterious object. This was 3I/ATLAS, an interstellar visitor that defied every principle we thought we understood about deep space. It didn't just drift, it glowed with an internal ferocity. It pulsed with a rhythm that felt almost biological. It changed its coloration as if responding to an external stimulus that remained unseen by human instruments. But now, it has descended into complete darkness. There is no signal, no flickering light, and no reflection of solar rays, just a haunting emptiness where once there was purposeful motion and life. This sudden void is exactly what has scientists around the world quietly terrified. When an object of this magnitude and strangeness goes dark, it rarely means it has vanished. More often, it means something else, something far more complex, is beginning to happen. Before we dive deeper into the data and the chilling theories surrounding this silence, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share your country in the comment section below. I want to know exactly where in the world you are as we watch this cosmic mystery unfold, because tonight we are standing at the very edge of discovery. Perhaps as we peer into the blackness, the unknown itself is finally staring right back at us. When 3I/ATLAS first appeared on our sensors, astronomers initially assumed it was merely another interstellar traveler passing through our neighborhood, much like the famous Oumuamua that preceded it years ago. However, almost immediately, it began to behave in ways that no natural celestial body should. It emitted intense bursts of emerald green light before shifting its spectrum into the ultraviolet. Its trajectory did not follow a standard orbital path. It bent slightly against the expected pull of gravity, as if steered by an internal force. Most curious of all, it seemed to broadcast structured signals, rhythmic patterns that repeated with mathematical precision every few hours. It felt as if this object was attempting to communicate, or at least was responding to the environment of our sun. Then a few weeks ago, every major observatory tracking its progress, from Hawaii's Pan-STARRS to the European Space Observatory, reported a chilling anomaly. 3I/ATLAS went dark. There was no remaining visible light, no lingering infrared glow, and no radio emissions. It vanished into the cosmic void as if a master switch had been flipped. This is what makes the scientific community so uneasy. In the cold, unforgiving vacuum of space, things do not simply turn off. If a comet undergoes structural failure and breaks apart, we see the resulting debris field. If a massive rock moves behind a planetary body, we can still detect its gravitational influence on the surrounding space. But with 3I/ATLAS, it simply ceased to exist to our sensors. NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory ran dozens of simulations to track its potential position using the last verified coordinates. According to every physical model, it should still be visible against the backdrop of stars, yet it is not. Even the James Webb Space Telescope, which is capable of detecting the faint heat signatures of galaxies billions of light years away, found nothing but cold, empty space. This prompted one lead researcher to whisper a haunting thought: either it's gone or it's hiding. Hiding is a strange, unsettling word to use in the field of astronomy. Space is vast, but it doesn't offer many places for a massive object to conceal itself. And yet, if 3I/ATLAS isn't truly gone, then something has deliberately obscured it, something powerful enough to block not just visible light, but thermal radiation and magnetic signals as well. Some theorists speculate that the object may have generated a self-contained magnetic field, a type of energy bubble that reflects all outgoing energy inward. Others believe it might have entered a deep dormant phase, shutting down every secondary emission until it reaches a specific destination, or reactivates for a new purpose. While this might sound like the plot of a science fiction novel, we must remember that our universe is consistently stranger than any fiction we have ever authored. We have observed neutron stars that flicker like dying lanterns and black holes that emit songs in the form of radio waves. Why should an interstellar machine or a sentient object be any less plausible? At Harvard, teams of astrophysicists have been comparing the behavior of three I/ATLAS to a phenomenon known as non-gravitational acceleration. This is a mysterious push that affects certain comets and interstellar bodies, often attributed to the outgassing of ice. Oumuamua, for instance, sped up as it departed our solar system as if it were being propelled by an invisible sail, but three I/ATLAS behaved with a level of control that outgassing cannot explain. Its acceleration fluctuated, increasing, stopping, and even reversing without any visible expulsion of matter. One scientist described the telemetry as breathing. If this sounds like the description of a living entity, you aren't the only one thinking it. The term behavior is rarely used to describe rocks in astrophysics, yet that is exactly what is being discussed in hushed tones within the inner circles of the space agencies. Whatever this object is doing, it is doing it with a sense of deliberate purpose. Humanity has always gazed at the heavens with a mixture of profound wonder and primal fear. We have mapped the distant planets, watched the violent deaths of stars, and sent our own mechanical probes to the very fringe of interstellar space. However, we have never encountered anything that acted as if it were aware of its surroundings. Many of you will remember the historic moment when Voyager 1 crossed the heliopause into interstellar space. It carried the golden record, a collection of our music, our languages, and our hopes, serving as humanity's first hello to the cosmos. But what if something out there finally decided to send a reply? What if three I/ATLAS wasn't just a wandering traveler, but a messenger or an ancient machine left behind eons ago, programmed to awaken only when it detected the electronic noise of a developing civilization? While NASA maintains a cautious public stance, leaked observation logs suggest something truly fascinating occurred right before the blackout. Three I/ATLAS emitted one final massive burst of light. It was short-lived, highly structured, and incredibly powerful, lasting exactly 11.4 seconds. When this burst was decoded through rigorous spectrographic analysis, researchers realized the light was not a natural flare. It contained repeating intervals and precise mathematical ratios that do not occur in nature. These ratios perfectly match the golden ratio, the Fibonacci sequence, and prime number harmonics. These are the universal languages often associated with intelligent design and advanced mathematics. Is it a coincidence? Perhaps. But it is a coincidence that is keeping the world's brightest researchers awake at night, staring at monitors and hoping for a second signal. Imagine the possibility. What if three I/ATLAS wasn't designed to remain bright and visible forever? What if its intense glow was merely a beacon, a signal meant to ensure it was noticed? Now that the signal has been received and documented by our civilizations, perhaps its primary mission is complete, or more chillingly, perhaps it is simply waiting for the next phase of its program. The idea of a celestial object going silent is not entirely without precedent in our history. In the 1970s, researchers recorded mysterious, repeating signals that were initially thought to be extraterrestrial beacons. We eventually learned they were pulsars, natural, rotating neutron stars. But back then, even the most skeptical minds couldn't ignore the possibility of intelligence. That same atmospheric tension of wonder and dread is returning to the scientific community today. The European Space Agency's Gaia Observatory, which tracks the positions of stars with unparalleled accuracy, recently detected a minute gravitational ripple passing through the sector 3I/Atlas last occupied. This ripple is subtle, like a faint fingerprint left behind on the fabric of space-time. Whatever created that ripple was massive, extremely dense, and moving in a direction that contradicted its previous momentum. It appeared to be maneuvering. In the world of physics, an interstellar rock is not supposed to maneuver, but the data remains consistent. Something shifted its mass, and now the space around that specific region seems distorted, as if the object has folded itself into a different physical state or entered a higher dimension. The mystery deepened a few days after the blackout when ground-based sensors picked up faint bursts of ultra-low-frequency radio waves. Curiously, these waves did not originate from the object's last known location, but from the exact opposite direction in the sky. Some physicists believe this could be a cosmic echo or a reflection. Others, more radical in their thinking, suggest it could be evidence of a jump through a magnetic corridor or a localized wormhole. If this theory holds weight, then 3 I/ATLAS didn't just vanish. It moved across the system in the blink of an eye. If it moved with such deliberate intent, then we are no longer looking at a natural phenomenon. We are witnessing a form of technology that is ancient, advanced, and likely far beyond our current comprehension of the laws of physics. For those who are old enough to remember the Apollo moon landings or the vibrant excitement of the first Voyager images, this moment carries that same heavy sense of awe. But there is a fundamental difference this time. Humanity isn't the one reaching out into the dark. This time, the universe seems to be reaching back toward us. Our ancestors once looked up at the passing of comets and saw them as omens of change or symbols of divine destiny. Today we look up and see data points, light spectrums, and orbital trajectories. But deep down, the human reaction remains unchanged. It is a mixture of curiosity and unease, the realization that something vast and intelligent is operating just beyond the veil of our understanding. As organizations like NASA and Harvard race to create mathematical models for what might happen next, one specific fear remains largely unspoken in public briefings. What if 3 I/ATLAS is currently in the process of coming back online? If it went dark intentionally, there had to be a logistical reason for it, whether it was to conserve energy, to recharge its systems using the sun's radiation, or to wait for further instructions from a distant origin point. Every major observatory on the planet is now on high alert, 24 hours a day. The next detection, even if it is just a faint flicker of light or a whisper of radio noise, could fundamentally rewrite everything we know about interstellar physics and our place in the galaxy. Some scientists have privately confessed that they aren't sure if humanity is truly ready for what comes next. If 3 I/ATLAS is indeed a machine, it could be millions or even billions of years old. It could be a relic from a civilization that had mastered the art of star travel long before the first humans learned to walk upright on the African savanna. If that is the case, its silence is not an ending. It is a state of observation. It might be listening. In the staggering silence of the cosmos, the ability to listen is everything. Our radio telescopes have spent decades scanning the great silence for a single sign, a whisper in the dark that proves we are not alone. What if that whisper has finally arrived, only to turn into an echo? Somewhere, floating silently beyond the frozen Kuiper Belt edges of our solar system, lies a secret that connects us to the deep, untold history of the universe. Perhaps 3 I/ATLAS is not a threat or an invader. Perhaps it is a reminder, a cosmic message left for whoever was brave enough to look up, build telescopes, and notice the patterns. After all, the universe has always spoken to us in riddles. Pulsars were once thought to be alien beacons. They turned out to be the remnants of dead stars. Quasars were once unexplainable. They became the signatures of supermassive black holes. In the history of science, every great fear has eventually led to a greater understanding of our environment. This brings us to the ultimate question that lingers as we conclude our investigation tonight. What if we are currently witnessing the opening of the next great chapter in human discovery? This could be the definitive moment when humanity realizes it was never truly alone in the vastness of the dark. The silence of 3 I/ATLAS is a challenge to our intellect and our courage. It asks us to look closer, to think deeper, and to prepare for a reality where the stars are populated by more than just cold gas and fire. Do you believe 3 I/ATLAS went dark because its journey has ended? Or do you believe it is currently preparing to wake up for something much larger? I want to hear your theories. Tell me in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more cosmic updates, and share this story with someone you know who still looks at the night sky with a sense of wonder. Because someday, very soon, we may finally learn that the stars have been watching us all along, patiently, quietly, and waiting for us to finally find them.